Holy cow! Where's Piglet? There's Piglet. Piglet tells just a cow about my excursions on my journeys across Des Moines. I know, I'm completely strange. I talked to a pig and a cow. I need to get me like a donkey or something. You know, I could have my own little farm here. Well, anyway. This is sort of backwards. This is sort of the intro of the long project that I did. It took longer than expected because stuff kept happening. See, the first day went really well. Like I have said, it was 32 minutes on the first day. So it went really well. It looked like I could finish it in 2 or 3 days. Day 2 was sort of a short day. Unfortunately, it was a short day. I had some business to attend to, so I couldn't quite do as much on day 2. I even told the dates that I did each one of these. It took about a week. And day 3, well, day 3, it rained in the morning. It looked like it was going to clear up, and it did. And I didn't get to do it as long as I wanted to, but then it started storming, it started raining again. So day 1 went well, day 2 and 3, not so much. Now, the final day, which was today, was day 4, went extremely well. It was about 18 minutes, 19 minutes, somewhere in there. I didn't get to do everything I wanted to film. There were some things I missed that I wanted to do. Maybe someday I'll just I'll go ahead and do that someday, make it another project of mine in the far away future. But right now, I'm extremely pleased with this, and I have really kept it a secret. I haven't even, my fiance hasn't even seen any of the footage that I shot. She hasn't seen a single footage of it. I was waiting until I was fully done with it and extremely pleased. And Piglet here, well, he doesn't appear on the first 3 days. I forgot I had him. I came across him by accident. Me and my fiance kept stuff in storage. It's a different story. I won't get into that. And he was sort of laying on the floor, so I came across Piglet. So any outdoor videos I do from now on, Piglet will come along and he can tell just a cow. I know, I'm strange. What can I say? But overall, I am very, very pleased with how this turned out, and I hope everybody enjoys the outdoor video that I did, the long project I did. I know it's quite long, over an hour and 10 minutes, as I thought. I was aiming for, my goal was when I started this, was an hour and 20 minutes. It probably will be now with my intro and the ending I will do. So it probably will be close to what my goal was, an hour and 20 minutes. And I hope people, well, enjoy it. I wish my audience was bigger at this time, but hey, it is what it is. Maybe people will share it and post it on whatever, or on Facebook, whatever. Maybe people will see it. Maybe my old subscribers from my original channel will come over and watch this. Well, I hope you enjoy the long project. Basically, it's a history tour of Des Moines. I went all over, literally. This is the current project I'm working on. I don't know how many days this will be, but right now this will be day 1. And if my clothes change, it's because it's more than 1 day. I don't know how many days this will be. This is on the 14th of May. And so, first thing I wanted to do, retrace my steps on something. Now, from what I can piece together, because it's hard to find info on stuff, which is a problem I'm going to have as I go along. Now, this is Beaver Creek. Now, from what I can piece together, this creek flooded in 2008. And they still have signs over here, caution, water, mud on trail surface. So you can still see the remains of what happened in that flood in 2000. And that's what I could piece together. It was hard to piece together a lot of it, but a lot of Iowans called it Iowa's Katrina, which I guess the flooding, yeah, it was really bad. You sort of felt it in Atomo in 2008. I do remember that. And there was something else I wanted to rediscuss that I have already done, but considering I'm going to be, and these clips, 5 to 10 minutes each. That's why I'm piecing them all together, which I would do and upload it eventually. And not very far from there was this place called East End Diner, I believe it was called. It was hard to find the exact name of it. I researched it, couldn't really find a whole lot on it. It felt that flood of 2008. Now, you can see the clock. Now, the thing I found strange, there was an extra sign up there. Somebody on my other channel sent me a message, or sent me a comment, not a message, a comment, that way in the back over in here was a Best Western motel. I don't know if that also felt the effects of the flood, but it's possible. That probably hurt its business, the diner being, well, closed down and then demolished. And you can see the sign way in the background. You can probably see it from the highway, is my absolute guess. And this driveway probably went into the diner, or maybe it connected to the other part, because there's the driveway for the Best Western, and it's completely overgrown by trees now, what once was. And this is completely, we got a bunch of rocks here. This is completely overgrown with grass and shrubs and stuff, and it once was. I don't like that. I solemnly swear I'm up to no good. Anyway, and I'm guessing the diner was somewhere in here, you know, approximately. He probably did great business because it was being off of the highway, and you know, and it's lots for sale too. But this is really sad that the diner is no more, and I just wanted to retrace my steps on that. There's that sign. This is completely for sale, and the diner was a great business. It's just an empty lot. And I thought that was, I just wanted to retrace my steps on that because I find stuff like that pretty interesting. Well, the thing I'm going to start my selfie stick from there in the background. And I wasn't going to go to this location first. I had something, or second, I had something else on my plans to do, but I was on the bus and I saw this. Now, this place, it's abandoned. It's abandoned. It's called Crescent Chevrolet. Now, what was Crescent Chevrolet? It was a car dealership, of course. And Bill Jensen, who worked probably in this place from 1940 through 1980, he ended up buying the car dealership. I got a script I'm reading from, so you got to forgive me for that. He ended up buying it in 1980, but he kept the name of Crescent Chevrolet. He didn't end up changing it or anything else, and he had it until 2007, and then he sold it, and it's currently owned, but I find it sort of ironic, by Come and Go. And for the last 2 years, there has literally been no plans what they are going to do with this car dealership. It is just sitting there. Well, unfortunately, it's just sitting there empty. And I noticed a couple funny things going by as I was looking. Hey, Chuck Norris and Willie Nelson. Now, this place is located on 17th and Ingersoll Avenue. And it's, well, it looks in good shape for as long as it has sat empty, which is sort of surprising. It's sat here for 2 years with all the weather we get in Iowa, and well, it looks in good shape. They could use it for something other than it just sitting there. And it's just sitting there, the building's totally empty, and, well, it says no trespassing. Well, I'm not gonna go inside, but look at the building. It looks in great shape. The inside is, well, doesn't really need a whole lot of work. They could actually do something with it besides letting it sit there. This is a smoke-free building. It's got nice steps. It's 2 stories. It's a nice big building. The parking lot needs a little bit of work in and of itself, but the building is pretty intact. There's really no, besides over there, there's really no big time graffiti work on this. So it's unfortunate. The city of Des Moines should decide on something to do with it. They could put something really good here, like maybe a couple restaurants or something they could literally put in there. I don't know. They could put something in there. I mean, it's intact and looks in good shape. See the inside of it somewhat, and it's, well, unfortunate. Look how good a shape it's in. So smoking except in designated areas, and it's just, well, it's sad what once was. It's just, well, make sure the door is secured. I don't know what was probably part of it. Yeah, trailer setting in there. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see them. There's trailer setting in there. There's a keypad. The keypad looks intact. And I don't know, it just seems sort of interesting that it's just sitting there, and the back of the building even looks in great shape. This is really sad. See? They could actually probably do something with this business-wise. I mean, got a parking lot back here. It needs a little bit of work. You know, it's got potholes here and there, and it's got a great big hole here. But they could actually do something with this. On day 1, it's raining, so it's sprinkling a little bit out here. That's why my sinuses is sort of playing a little bit of havoc on me. And yeah, there's those trailers. There's a van setting in there. I got van design. Yeah, it is. And here's the back end of it. It looks like, you know, they could do something with this place besides just letting it sit here. And there's this needs a little bit of work because of the weather. This needs a little bit of work. Garage up there. Old stuff just sitting inside. Look at that. Just stuff sitting inside. And sitting there for it's been sitting here for quite a few years, actually. I guess about 2007, and it hasn't really been, nothing's been done with it. A little bit of work. It needs work over here. And look at all those barrel buckets. And it could be used for something besides just sitting here empty. And it's maybe a little work is required because they got to keep it, you know, up to city code. And it needs a little bit of painted over here. Looks like a sign was removed. This might have been the office here. Yeah, looks like it was. I got a real estate truck in there. And, well, maybe somebody could see this and see my video of this, and maybe something can be done with this place. I mean, it's right close to downtown, and I don't know. That's what. This is a nice place. I thought it might be run down a little bit. I was for certain I would see a lot of graffiti work. There wasn't. Just a little bitty couple spots, and that's it. I mean, somebody should come and go owns that maybe they could do something with it. Just a suggestion. Well, I was on my way looking for a historical house, but I'll get to that. But in the meantime, I saw something else. It's on Woodland Avenue here. Sherman Hills? Sherman Hill? Yeah, Sherman Hill Historic District. Might have gave it away. But I noticed this. This place is, I don't know what the business is. But anyway, back in the day, it used to be something else. Snack bar. Look at the Coca-Cola sign. Fountain Sunrise. And it's still there. It's called Whispers. The signage is still there. Which I found pretty cool that it would still be there after I don't know how many years ago. It was a bit, I'm guessing a long time ago, but the sign is starting to fade. In the background is a medical center, if you're wondering, and that big building is downtown. Now, next up on the agenda is, well, Hoyt Sherman. This is right on, well, 15th and Woodland Avenue. Now, who was Hoyt Sherman? He was a banker a long time ago. This was built in 1877, and I'll show it. And, you know, Hoyt died in 1904, so he lived there for quite a few years. Now, briefly in 1907, and I could see why, but the scope of this place, I didn't realize it was this big. It was a Sisters of Mercy 52 hospital bed. There was even an art gallery a little bit after that. 2017, the foundation for Hoyt was formed, and they restored some of the paintings that were Tito's paintings, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Weirdly, in my research, the place was inducted into the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's a little strange. Now, I'm not going to get too close to this place because I don't want to get charged with trespassing, so I'm going to keep my distance, about a lot of distance. But, look at that. Pretty flowers. Here's Hoyt Sherman Place, and they use it for a variety of stuff, as you can see. And the sign's been sort of defaced, but nonetheless. And they're really proud of this place. They're raising money for the next 100 years to keep this place going. Now you can see the scope of that place there. And this is, I do see people walking, but from what I understand, it's mainly a museum type place. It's my guess. Yeah, I'm not very weird, but they're serious about this. And I'm not going to go past here because I don't want to get in trouble thing. So I will do it from a distance. And Hoyt Sherman Place, and for a while it was a Des Moines Women's Club. I even read that. I didn't think there would be a sign for that. There's pretty trees. And somewhere, oh, maybe I said the wrong. Okay, never mind. That's somewhere else. Maybe this is here. Anyway, I thought there was a tree, a millennium tree. Might be another one I'm going to do. Anyway, and look, this place is huge. I mean, really, really huge. The scope of it is, this is all one place. All one place. You can't imagine the size of it. And I'm not going to get on the grass or get anywhere close to it. This is pretty good doing it from here. And it's just, well, it's an amazing scope size of place. This guy must have had a lot of money, even for back in the late 1800s, because a place like this nowadays would just, you'd have to have a lot of money to even think about buying a place like this. I mean, this place is just amazing. And there's a steep hill here. I mean, steep hill. Look at this hill. That's pretty cool. Anyway, and it's just, I got a little closer to it. This is about the closest I will get. And they got a bench out front, a bunch of trees. Just an amazing place. You can sort of see it better from this angle. I'm not sure what these rocks are here for, but nonetheless, I mean,
Wow, he was a banker. Hoyt Sherman was a banker who happened to move here. And there's a theater in there. I'm not going to go in there. No, I'm not. And that's pretty. There's the back end of it. I mean, this is I'm out of breath because of this damn hill. This hill is really steep. For the squirrel. And, well, that was Hoyt Sherman's place. The scope of it, I can imagine what it looks like from the inside. I cannot imagine. God, this hill. I have to take a break after this. Whew. Whew, whew. This is a tumble hill here. And it's just an amazing place. I mean, you should check it out. At least view it from the outside. If anything else, besides this hill, you don't regret it. And not too far from there, about a block up, you got to go up that big hill. Then you can go around it in a car, but I don't have a car, nonetheless. Over here, they're working on this house. Anyway, next up on the agenda is Henry Wallace House. Who was he? That is a good question. He was an advocate for agriculture, improvement, and reform. Explain to me what that is, because I have no clue. Anyway, this house is one of the oldest here in Des Moines. It was built in 1883. And I couldn't find out how long he lived here, but he lived here for quite a few years. Is all I could narrow it down to. Now, in 1988, the Wallace House Foundation was formed to restore it to its former glory, which they have. It looks almost brand new, and I'll get to that in a minute. In 2000, I'm not sure where it's at, but there's a 100-year-old tree that was named Iowa's Millennium Tree. The thing I think, it's probably that tree. That's my guess. It looks like the oldest tree here. Now, I'm gonna cross the street and show you. You know what? I don't feel comfortable doing that. So I'm just gonna do it from this location because this is a residential area, and this area is, well, they watch for any suspicious activity. So I'm just gonna show it from this location. And I'm not even gonna go across the street and film it. I'm just gonna show it from this location. And it's a really nice house. There it is. Henry Wallace. Has a nice porch area. There's a sign out front. I don't really feel comfortable going across the street and filming it. I'm very careful on this stuff. As you can see, there's a nice fence there, and it's a really nice house. I'm pretty sure nobody lives there. I think it's just like a museum type house, you know, you can go in and look, or maybe look. I doubt it, but yeah, usually they do. But they have really restored this. It looks like the garage needs a little work, maybe just a little work. And there's a plaque there. I don't know what it says, and I'm not going to get too close to it to actually look. But this is, it's got a nice, got a couple of nice chimneys up there. So this is a really, really nice house. And that was Hoyt Wallace. I have no idea what his job was, but you know what? They restored this house, and of course I got an eyesore in the background. They restored the house, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Take one more look. Yep. Oh, bird, that is pretty. It was pretty easy to find these places. They were all within 3 blocks of each other, and they're all historic. And, you know, I forgot to mention, if I would have done this one first, it is what it is. You see, Sherman Hill has been on the National Historic District since, well, 1979, so quite a few years. It's one of the oldest historic districts here in Des Moines. And the next one up is interesting to me. It's Lexington Apartments, which has been here since 1908. And it was Des Moines' first high-rise apartment. And it has been renovated in 2012 and 2014. And the thing that sort of reminds me of Hotel Ottumwa, and it's not this building, even though it looks the same as that almost, is there has been paranormal activity in the elevators. And was that it? Yeah, that's it. Just have the address wrote down so I can find it. Now, this one sort of reminds me of Hotel Ottumwa. It's not on the scale size of Hotel Ottumwa or Parkview or whatever you may want to call it. And I wish my selfie stick wasn't broke, but it is. I'm going to have to get me a new one next week before I finish this up, before I finish up my project. Okay, so I'm going to jump there. My selfie stick is broke. As I was saying, it's not on the scale of Hotel Ottumwa, but it's pretty good size. It's 1, 2, 3, about 5 floors and a basement, so 6. And they still have remains of the old days here with this brick. I like it. They kept that there, and here it is. Look at that. Now, I looked up the prices. You can still live in these. You can still live in these. They can run up to much as $1,000 a month. And you can see way up there it says Lexington. And that plaque still sits there. It's been sitting there for many years, probably since it was built. And look at the lights. The old brickwork. Well, it's new brickwork. You know, I don't know. It's pretty old. There's the door. Way up there it says Lexington. And the bird out here looking at it. Yep. Hi there, birdie. He flew off. You can sort of see the inside of some of these places there. These are extremely nice. And they still rent these out. A pretty penny. A real pretty penny. And of course it's in the Sherman Hill district. Just like the last 3 I have done. This one is the most impressive. Well, the Sherman Hill mansion was pretty impressive. This is impressive. I would want to ride on the elevator, especially as paranormal activity. And it's nice that they have restored it to its, well, former glory. And it's an incredibly nice apartment. There's a basement I noticed. A lot of these old buildings like that had basement, and there's probably paranormal activity in there too. But you know what? If I ever become rich, I want to rent one of these apartments. I doubt I'll ever become that rich, but look at this. Huh, nice gazebo. That's really nice. Even the bird got it, flew through there. Well, that will cover the Sherman Hill district. I'm still in day 1. Surprisingly, I did all this in one day. And I do have more to do in my project. But Sherman Hill district, well, it's officially done. Well, I was going to save this for next week, but on day 1, while I was filming, my old selfie stick broke and I threw it away. I can post a picture if you want. That's how I film these. Nothing high expensive or anything of that nature. This did put a hole in my account a little bit. It was a little bit more expensive than I wanted to spend, but I have no idea where Walmart is out here. And I thought, well, I'm out here. Let's end day 1 on a bang. Remember Fair Ridge Mall, a dead mall? I didn't know there was 2 in Des Moines. There is. There's 2 dead malls right here in Des Moines. What's the other? South Ridge Mall. I'll get to this in a minute, but a little backstory here. They opened October 15th, 1975. About a year before I was born, actually. And in the early days, from 77 to 82, it had a Sears, it had a Montgomery Ward, it had a Yonkers, it had a Richard Gordman. But 2000, because of, well, West Valley Mall and Merle Hay Mall and the Jordan Mall, well, that put a decline in this place, a huge decline. But in 2006, 2007, they tried to renovate, but a failure because in 2008, JCPenney closed. 2009, this place was listed as number 84 on endangered malls. Now good, because in 2016, Sears closed, and well, soon after, 2018, Yonkers closed. And where I got my selfie stick, Target's, right here, is the only one of these stores still remaining here. The rest are permanently closed. What a sad story on a dead mall. Southridge Mall, what remains of it? I did check the doors, and I can go in the back entrance, but it was actually the front entrance at one point. Look at this. Could you imagine back in the day when this place was full of cars? Just imagine it. People going in here, going to Yonkers and Sears and what have you, and Gordman's. Look at that. The architect of this place is, well, pretty amazing. I would like to know what this place looked like in its heyday. Not now, I mean it's dead. But I met back in its heyday in the 80s, maybe even early 90s, what this place would have looked like. And I'm going through the doors, as you can see. And this mall, there ain't much left to it. It's a dead mall, which is sad because a lot of the bigger malls are coming into effect and hurting these older malls. Like this ain't the oldest Park Fair Mall, 1975, but it's not what it once was. This is it. Looks like they're trying to, I don't know what they're trying to do. Hey, close. This is what remains. Could you imagine how busy this place was in its heyday? A podiatrist, and they look closed. Yep, they're moving. They moved last year, August 5th, 2019, to the airport plaza. Tornado shelter. There's not much in here. It's, well, it's a dead mall. And it's sad to see if you ever see this. It's just, there's not much left of this place. It's pretty dead. And almost every business in here is closed. I don't see anything open besides the back entrances. Look at this. I don't know what these stores once were, but it's completely sad. And I can't enter back there. And look, it might have been a skating rink or something at one time. It sure looks like it. Maybe a food court. I think it was a food court. And it's, I can't enter that way. Employees only. Don't want to get in trouble. And this is probably like a carousel, or I heard there was a carousel in here. That might have been it right there. And, well, this is Southridge Mall. What remains of it? And down there is the back end of a business. And DMACC. And this is, I see an old guy up here walking. And Wi-Fi available and whatever used to be in there. It looked like it was some kind of a restaurant. But it was really nice. Really, really nice. And it looks like a wedding chapel area. I don't think it is. Probably with a clothing store. And these malls like this are sad. They're dead. Animal rescue. Well, that's pretty cool. They had that out here. And it's a rare sight to see in here a business still open. Res Blue. I mean, I don't know I don't know why they're still open. It sort of looks like they do. Or like it's about TVs and stuff. And there's, you can get Well Fitness. Just t-shirts and stuff. Okay. about 6 feet apart. Moving on. Shoe Carnival. You can even see the sign, Yonkers and Sears. Well, they're no longer here. They are completely gone. Completely gone. And this is what remains of Southbridge Mall. I walked through here in 5 minutes. And can you imagine this place when it had Sears, Yonkers, and all of it? Can you imagine how busy this place was at one time? Just imagine it. Not anymore. It's a dead mall. I mean, this is the other side of it. And over here, it's completely busy. It's completely busy over here because they got other stores over here. And nobody knows going to these. These are Yonkers. No longer there. Completely gone. And it's over there with Sears, probably, I'm guessing. And this is pretty cool. Huh. But this is what once was, and there's Target. Once was is no more. And it's the second dead mall I visited in Des Moines. It'll probably be the last one, as far as I know. And it's, you can imagine what this place would have been like in its heyday in the 80s. Maybe. Well, today's the 17th of May. You know, last week I did day 1. Weekend I didn't do anything. And last night it rained a lot. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do this today, day 2 of this. But we got a break from the rain until tonight. It's going to rain all week. You know what? That's fine. Understanding. And you know what? On the way to my first location, I seen something historic that you wouldn't notice unless you really look at plaques. And I was looking. Now, I don't want to turn this into a BLM. I'm not doing that. This is just about history. History is very important, or you're doomed to repeat it. Okay, this is pretty cool. On the side of a come-and-go building. But back in '48, it was not a come-and-go. Historic site, Civil Rights Victory, Cat's Drugstore. Now that's pretty cool. And they refuse to serve them. That is a cool history lesson here. That is really cool. It's dedicated in 1998, and you can read it. I read it before I did this video, and it's a cool history lesson. Really cool. Now again, I'm not turning this into, you know, a BLM stance or any of that crap. That's just a cool civil rights movement on what is now a come and go. Used to be a drugstore back in 1948. So that's really cool little history lesson until I get to my first place I'm going to go to. And I would have never seen this if I hadn't been walking by. Now I know I have recorded a lot of Catholic stuff. By accident, I don't know. Purpose, I don't know. But listen, the Catholics know how to build water. What we know, well, they know how to build buildings. They know how to build art. They've always been, for some reason, Catholics know how to really build some of the best buildings you will ever see. I'm sorry, they do. And some of their artwork on buildings is rather impressive. Now, I do have a script I read because I can't remember this stuff even if I try. This is why I did so well in public speaking, because I wrote out scripts. I don't write down everything, but I write down pretty important notes. Now, hang on, it is. Okay, this is called the St. Ambrose Cathedral, which was miraculously built, 1891, still stands. And of course, it is on the National Historic District landmarks since 1979. I was like 2 or 3 years old, 2 going on 3. Now this church was designed like the buildings that you would see in southern France way back when in the 1700s. And I will show the scope of this. The steeple part is 185 feet. That is remarkable. And you know, at Living Farms, and there's a church out there, it's outside of Des Moines, so I'll never get to go see that unless a miracle happens. Pope John Paul II, he paid a visit there, did a mass, and the altar and the ambo, whatever that is, and his chair are in the chapel in this place. And the ceiling here is, well, 50 feet inside. 50 feet. That's about 2 or 3 churches combined. Holy cow. This place is right downtown, and you can't miss it. It's right off here on High Street. I mean, the bus goes right down by here, and there's like 0.2 miles. If you can't see this place, get a pair of glasses. I'm kidding. I tried filming over there, couldn't get the right scope of it, so I'm going to try it from this spot. This is amazing. Holy cow. You can see the cross up there. That over there is part of the church. All this back just ruined my view. Okay. And you can see way back there, that's part of it. That's all part of the church. That might be down there. I don't know, that might be a different church. But that might be a totally different church. But that's even amazing. That's probably Catholic too. That's even amazing to have them shot. But man, look at the size of this. Look at the size of this. I'm going to put this part of the video on pause across the street so you can see some more of it. I did try it from this spot. It's a little hard to see. It's even hard to see the scope of this building. Even from here, I tried this church. Wow. You can see the nice brickwork of it. It's amazing that it's standing there. And it says St. Ambrose Cathedral. Look at the size of those doors. Wow. And that's part of the church over there. And you can sort of see how it was built, how it looks like stuff from buildings. If you see pictures of buildings from the 1700s or even the 1800s, they were built like this. And the Catholics know how to build a building. They really do. I mean, I think this church is part of it. I'm pretty sure because it's connected, as you can see back there. Just an amazing, amazing building. I mean, it's pretty old, 1891, as I said, and it's just amazing. I would love to go inside, but I won't because I'm not Catholic. I'm actually Pentecostal, and I'm sorry for thinking I'm making a Catholic stance. I'm not. They just know how to build. Some of these buildings that are still standing, the Catholics knew how to build a building. I'm sorry, they did. And they're just amazing buildings. Yeah, there it is. Wow. Wow. Yeah, take another look at that. Holy cow. I was going to do Fort Des Moines. I was right there. It was a hotel that's been here for so many years. It's a historical landmark. But, no, the building's still there. That's the problem. I seen a lot of graffiti on the side of the building. I seen a couple, thought maybe were gang members. I'm not quite so sure. And there was a few homeless people walking around the area. And I quickly scratched it. So that is completely out. I sometimes have to make changes. And that is a major change. So I got out of there pretty quickly. A couple homeless people. One asked me for $5. A lot of money. Obviously that homeless, probably on drugs. More than likely. I'm just guessing. I hate the stereotype, but you know what? It is what it is, so I scratched that off my list. Well, you could call this day 3 or day 2.5 because day 2 sort of came to rough end because I had a little bit of business to attend to. And it got a little late start. It was raining this morning. It's like I'm going on 11:30. It's a little bit of a late start. I don't know how much I can do today on day 3. But you know what?
I'm gonna give it a very good try. I'm gonna get some stuff filmed, and some historical buildings, landmarks maybe. We'll have to see. And yesterday, on the side note, I didn't go anywhere. It was raining anyway, but I wanted to spend some time back at the hotel with my fiance because yesterday we had been together for 9 months. Unbelievable. We've been through more than most couples go through in a lifetime. And that is the absolute truth, not an exaggeration. You could call this nostalgia right now. The old time theaters, like the drive-ins. There ain't no abandoned drive-in theaters here in Des Moines, or I would visit. Why not? But there isn't. There is all over the country, but not here in Des Moines. Do you remember the old style movie theaters usually located in residential areas? Well, the modern movie theaters are taking over, and these ones are, becoming an entire thing of the past. This one's called Ingersoll Theater. It's located on Ingersoll Avenue. It's probably 38, 39, something like that. It's in between. Well, this one opened October 1st, 1938. Some say 1939. So it got mixed reports on when it actually opened. It closed in 2004. And now, you know what it's being used as? A teenage party place. Now listen, these old style theaters I love. We still have one telling it's still standing. I don't think they're being used right now for anything. I think they're remodeling it or something like that. I don't know. I remember the first movie I ever went to in these old style theaters was about 1984 probably, somewhere around there. Me and Mom went to see a James Garner movie called Tank. A very underrated movie. If you can find it, we just watch it. Just a great movie. You know what? Well, we're going to take a look at this place and an apartment complex in the background. And this sort of has the feel of 60s, 70s, even before. It has the feel of it. There's a salon, small place right beside it. Look at that thing. Not part of this whole theater. There it is. Ingersoll. Well, same here, right? It's unfortunate. It's closed, of course. I wish it was open. That'd be pretty cool. But Wu-Tang is here. Nice. This is a renovation jungle now open. It's not being used as a theater. Like I said, being used. You can see the little movie style poster. There's a ticket booth there. For rent, like property, no trespassing, which is unfortunate. Look at that. You can see the inside of it somewhat. Very nice. Here's the ticket booth. Old style. It's got a leak even. Another movie poster there. That'd be cool. Just do like movie posters there. That'd be pretty cool. And it's unfortunate these are going out of style because of the new style movie theaters. Oh, that's the exact scene. It said fascinating. Pretty cool. Yeah. Got the Liberty on the side. Well, that was Ingersoll Theater. You can see it in the background. Not really much to really say about it. I could go behind the back, but you know what? I think it's probably private property back there. But you know what? It's too bad these theaters are going out of style. People want to do the new style theaters. It's understandable. But you know what? It's still standing, and Lord knows how long it will be standing because, he's being torn down a little at a time. I'm going to do one more view of this Ingersoll Theater from across the street. Across the street, you can really see it even better than before. There it is. I don't know, it'd be hard to tear it down because it's connected to another building. They've done that before. And that's really unfortunate. The old style theaters. People rather go to these new and fancier ones they have built in the last few years. And I keep saying that, but you know what?
It's the absolute truth. A little bonus content. Drake University has many universities, many buildings, many buildings. One of the original ones right here on the corner, here on 25th and University, built in 1888, so just a little bonus content. Wow, that's nice. Well, there's the main campus, Drake University. This is really nice, and I was waiting until lunch got done around. This is pretty busy, and I don't want to film too many people. It's a busy campus, but I do have something over here to film. Foot traffic has slowed down over here. It's very busy over here. It's around lunch, like I said. Now, next thing I'm going to do, the first two things I did today on day 3 was theater. Now, this one's a little bit different. It doesn't quite have a nostalgia feel as the last one, called Varsity Cinema. Built in 1917. Well, it even was a Coca-Cola bottling plant for a while. I found that pretty interesting. It was renovated, reopened in 1938. Remained for many years until 2018. There is plans to reopen it because there's been a lot of backlash in this place closing, and they are renovating it, and it might open again in 2022. The COVID has put a little bit of a slowness on it, and this theater they played a lot of independent movies and stuff like that, so it was a different type of a movie theater, and I decided to film it across the street, and then I'll head across the street and then film some more over there. There it is, Varsity Theater. It doesn't look old, but it really is, and they're raising money for it, and they're trying to renovate it and possibly open it up in 2022, but with, like I said, with COVID, it's sort of slowed progress. And I'll stop recording them across the street, and then I'll film some more of it up close. Yeah, this is really nice over here. It's part of Drake University. Yep, that's part of Drake University. People walking, class in between classes or something. Anyway, this is Varsity Theater, and well, a project of Des Moines Films coming in 2022. Restored facade, modernized lobby, full bar, second screen, micro cinema, fully accessible, high quality audio and visual. And the slowness of this has slowed down a little bit. Their goal is to raise $3 million. They've only raised $1 million. That's pretty good, actually. So it's got a little bit of to do to get to that. The grand opening. Varsity Cinema, like I said, maybe 2022, and look at the nice brickwork. That's just what's going. And you could consider this a historical landmark. It's been here since the late 30s, and it ran for years. Look at this. So they're renovating it. I come back over here, and a long ways from now, but I'm still around, still here in Des Moines, to check it out. It's pretty cool to see in the background. And, well, the theme of this is this project of mine, historical buildings. That's pretty historic. You know, Drake University campus is actually a really beautiful campus. We just could go on the campus. They said no visitors. I did call them about it, and look, a bulldog. Yeah, like a Tacoma High School mascot, the bulldog. And this is called Old Main Administration Office. I don't know the history of. I didn't really read too much on Drake University, but the phone tower. Bell tower. That's pretty cool. Yeah, there's that bulldog Drake. Really nice, really kept up, really beautiful actually. All these old brick buildings. This is a really nice campus. We'll just go on the campus, well, maybe someday. They actually have several campuses here for Drake. There's even, not too far from here, a couple blocks, I was trying to find Varsity Theater, Cinema, they even have like a Drake Law Office, Drake University Law Office, where you go to school for, you know, to get in the medical field. So that's pretty cool too in and of itself. And this is called Cole Hall. Michael Cole? Nah, just kidding. See? Really nice. Really beautiful. Just a little bonus content. So I'm going to catch the next bus, and I don't know where I'm going, but I will find out. I'll have to look at my itinerary. But anyway, really nice campus. Really beautiful. Haven't been to a lot of universities, but this is absolutely beautiful. Really beautiful. I'm going to catch the next bus, you know, get away from here and go somewhere else. But anyway, on this bus stop, I don't have a seat. Beside the point, but beautiful painting. Look at that. Really captures the essence. Right. Maybe have a fire or something? I don't know. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's artwork. I wish I could get out in the street, but no one can. But it's really gorgeous. Never know where you're going to find artwork. A little bit of bonus content. Well, I hope to finish this today. It's really overcast. It's like almost 11th, 21st of May. I've been doing this for 1 week. It's taking me longer because of the rain. I hope to finish this today. I think I will. When I don't finish, I'll just wrap a bow on it and just do it in another video or whatever. So I'm just going to do what I can today. It looks pretty clear, a little overcast. It acts like it wants to rain, but I don't think it will. Now, never know with this Iowa weather way it's been lately. Now, I'm over in Riverbend neighborhood. It's pretty. There is one thing I want to cover over here. Maybe two, but at least one. I know that. I just have to find this house. Really unique. And you know what? I'll get into that in a minute. Riverbend for historical district, which was made in 1998, is little, I don't know, there's parts of it that are pretty run down because this used to be a lot of neighborhood filled with a lot of drugs. They tried to clean it up. They have somewhat, still a lot of run down sections. But you see, there's one house in particular that I've heard about and I wanted to see it in person. It's on 1330 9th Street. And I wanted to, well, cover it and get the heck out of this neighborhood. But first, this is my water bottle. First, this is pretty cool. Across the street from when I'm filming. Ah, pink. I've also heard that there's still trolley streetcars, street tracks around here. I don't know. I'm not going to look too heavily for it. They might have covered it up many years ago. That's my guess, because they also call this the Trolley Historic District. You can sort of see what it used to be, but not too well. I'll show you. See, and there's the trolley. Okay, now, crossing the street. This is the most unique house I have ever seen. And it's 1330 9th Street, right by University. What's unique about it? Well, this. It's a mushroom house. That would be perfect for filming of the remake of the Super Mario Brothers. Now, ain't that unique? Now, every year they offer a tour of this house, and it's, well, rather unique. I mean, how often will you see a mushroom house? Now, most of these houses have been here since 1840s and 1850s. This part down here is nicer homes. Somewhat. There's one run down over there. I'm not going to show it. It's really bad looking. But one more look. Yeah, ain't that different. Mushroom house. And well, that's what I really wanted to do over here. No, because this is a really run-down neighborhood that I'm not particularly fond of. I'm going to get out of here because I'm not even going to film some of the houses that are here. They're way up here, and some of them are really run down. This neighborhood looks a little sketchy, especially for district, River Bend. That's on the historical district. Like I said, they've had drug problems here in years past, and they've tried to clean it up to the best of their ability that they can. Does it still go on? Probably not. Who knows? Correction, I did find the trolley section of it. This is rather cool. Could you imagine the trolleys that would run down this way back when? Ain't that cool? It's all covered in brick. They've never repaved it. It goes all the way down there to the other end of the street and probably a little bit more. I'm not going to cover the whole thing. I just wanted to say it looks really cool that the trolley many years ago, because trolleys no longer exist, used to run right down here. So that's pretty cool. I did find that. I did want to film that part of it because that's pretty cool. And I could walk down the street because no traffic goes on brick. Wonder why. Brick is part of our past. I don't know. Wish I had more brick streets. And not too far from there is another unique looking house. This is at 1236, so about a block. Almost a mushroom. Almost like Romeo and Juliet, actually. And that's a pretty interesting looking house too. That's what I mean. This neighborhood has some nice houses, and then not so nice. But that's a really cool looking house. Yeah, Romeo and Juliet, where art thou? Always on the lookout for cool history lessons, especially on this project of mine. Pretty cool. Reverend J.A. Nash Park Pass. It gives a complete history of it. And that is, well, rather cool. And I guess on down towards the bottom, today's Interstate 235 was named after John McVeigh, mayor of Des Moines from 42 to 48. So that's really cool. And so cool lights there. Names on the brick. Take a look. There we go. Different names. Maybe that, donated to this. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I like these lights. You don't see these lights much anymore. It's not really a park anymore. It used to be a park. 50 years ago. The park no longer exists. I think they moved it to a different location, what have you, but that's still a pretty cool little history lesson. Had to take off my jacket. Humid out here. We're only being in the 70s. It's like 95% humidity in the air. It's not humidity. If I have rain more, I will get better at putting Mr. Piggly on my outdoor thing. What do you think of the mushroom house? Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, that was a unique design. Now, I have to make a side note, a really big side note. I have sinus and allergies today. This rain has affected my sinus and allergies extremely bad, really bad. It's not COVID, no, not COVID. Not anything is people. Oh wait, I can't talk about that. Sorry, my bad. It's just allergy and sinus. Do not worry about me taking allergy pills the last couple of days. So I sound my nose is a little runny. I'm a little stuffed up. You know what? It's just allergy. Nothing else. What? Exactly. Allergies. You get them too, huh? Yeah, we all get them. It's that time of the year, people. So don't panic. Please don't panic. What, Piglet? Yes, this was a hard one to find. We actually got lost because it's confusing on the street sign. They have like a 31st Center and the 31st Center Avenue. It was a tad confusing. Okay, with that withstanding, okay, I gotta get to my page here. Okay, this is 3111. 3111. Traffic on Eastern Boulevard. This is known as the Case House, or some call it the Rose House. Now, I'm not sure, or Rose Hill. I'm not sure if anybody still lives here, but this place looks a little haunted. Just me. Just looks like it. Now, sources say, some say it was built in 1840, some say 1850. Not really known. The house has been on the National Registry since, what year was it? What, Piglet? Yeah, 1982. Thank you. Now, with that withstanding, let's take a look. Well, and I can't get really too close. It might be considered private property. But there's something interesting here that's a thing of the bygone era. And my shirt's really dirty. Oh, maybe that's the sun. Anyway, what sun? Look at that. Look at the well. And here is 3111 Eastern Boulevard, or whatever. Eastern, how do you say it? It looks a little creepy. A little haunted. No. I don't think anybody lives there. It doesn't look like it. It just gives me that weird vibe that it might be haunted. I don't know. Yeah, look at that. Well, that's a little creepy in my eyes. And I like to creep people out, and I don't necessarily mean to do it. That sort of gives me bad vibes. I hate to see that house in the dark. It sort of, I don't know, sort of give up that bad vibe that it might be haunted. I don't know. I don't like to creep people out. That's the vibe I got from it, and I'm not lost. I just have to find the bus route. I have to walk all the way back, and I don't want to walk up a hill. But you know what? I'll get back on the bus eventually. And maybe a lot of walking, but nonetheless, the house gave a lot of bad vibes off. It looked haunted. I'm lost, but I always get unlost. This happens a lot to me in Des Moines. I get lost quite frequently. I have to figure out what is the nearest bus I can catch. I don't know. But anyway, I'm sitting here, and I see a sign that's from a bygone era. I haven't seen one in many a year. I can't remember the last. I think I was a kid the last time I seen one. Well, anyway, this is called Kmart. It's not the store. This is a gas station. So don't get the two confused. This is called Kmart. It's a gas station. Not what I wanted to see. Not what I was going to show you. No, something really old. Phillips 66. Really? They got the old sign up there. So I'm guessing this used to be a Phillips 66 gas station. Just a guess. Might be right. Might be wrong. But I think it was a Phillips 66 gas station. Interesting. It's turned into a really humid day. I wish I would have brought my sun stuff, you know, to prevent sunburns. Anyway, way back on my real early in my Des Moines video that did downtown, and there was something I didn't know the significance of, and I wish I would have filmed it then. And there's a lot of no trespassing around, so I can't go on the property too much. I can go here because everybody walks here, and I'm just sort of sitting here. Now, this is a real big landmark. I mean, it's historic. It was the old downtown Des Moines Library. It's a little windy out here now. This was built in 1903, and they used it. It stayed open. Well, it was at historic places in 1977, and this library closed down in 2006, and they started building other libraries in its place. You know, more modernized libraries. Libraries like this are becoming, well, sort of extinct, as you could say. It's now, I don't know what it is, the World Hall-Worthy's Food Prize. Don't ask. I don't know. That's not what I'm here about. Look at this. You can see it says up there, public library. Free public library. The V looks like a U. The B is supposed to be U, but it looks like a V. Anyway. Wow. I bet the inside of that place is remarkably nice. And they have a lot of this. A lot of this is no trespassing. A lot of it is. So I can't get extremely too close. Look at those thunderclouds in the background. Hopefully it's going to rain again. Jesus. It's a remarkable building. Over 100 years old, if you can believe that. Just holy cow. You know what? One more thing. Well, Piglet, what do you think of this old library? Yeah, you're right. It is simply amazing. Oh yeah, holy pig, no, that don't go good. Holy cow. Here's the back end of, remember, no trespassing. I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm gonna fall. Gorgeous. And a lot of this look like I'm like an Edward Scissorhands. They got it all covered by brush. You can't enter it. It's completely, it's no trespassing. I don't know what this is used for, something, some kind of food thing. Maybe it's more like a museum. I don't know. I really don't have a clue. I couldn't begin to tell you what it's used for. It's still, they use it for something because you can see lights on inside, of course. So, who knows? I don't. Maybe somebody can tell me. And then back here, just one more view. There's a statue there. I don't really know. Can't get close to it. But it's an amazing sight. Very old building. Look at those windows. Look at the chimney stack. That is really early 1900 architect right there. I mean, no question. And you can see that creates a great view with these bushes between there, and you can see the building in the background. But just an amazing view on a really historic building. Sorry about seeing all the trees there. I mean, here, one more good shot. Look at that. Wow. I should have did that. One of my first videos in Des Moines I did. It's downtown here. I should have did that building. I did not. So I rectified that mistake. What, Piglet? Yes, on day 2 I made a slight mistake. I was looking for, well, it used to be Hotel Fort Des Moines. Okay, I was in the 300 block. Yeah, there's a lot of squatters and homeless there. Still is. So I retraced my steps and I had to look further down. It's actually in the 1000 block. I like to record when people are walking by looking straight. Anyway, Hotel Fort Des Moines opened in 1919. It was added in the National Register of Historic Places in 1982. You know what's amazing? I didn't write down all the presidents. 12 presidents have stayed here. You know what's even more funny? In the 1990s, for several years, Tiny Tim lived here. That's really weird. That might be just strange knowledge you find on Wikipedia. Now, this place goes in 2015 to all business, and they have been renovating it for quite a few years. There's word that they're going to make it into the Hilton. I don't know. But you know what? We're going to take a look at this place. What? Look at the plaque. Okay. Historic site, Fort Des Moines. Yep, it's in the preservation. And usually what that means when they mark a place historic, they can't tear it down. And it has to be a lot of reasons why you tear a place down. So they can't tear it down. I'm going to cross the street. It's the only way you can get a really great view of this unbelievable hotel. The hotel in Ottumwa, called Hotel Ottumwa, is small compared to this place. It's actually one of the tallest buildings. This building's taller here in Des Moines, downtown Des Moines, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, close to 10 floors. I mean, there's a lot of floors. Holy macaroni. Up there, way up there's a flag. Look, there's more of it. That's the center of it. That's odd shape. There's the lobby part. Holy macaroni. This place is huge.
there has to be 11 or 12 floors in this place. It's just, it's completely eye-popping when you look at it. What piglet? Yes, it gets really high looking up. Really high looking up. Oh, it's humid out here. Like I said on the intro, I recorded this after it was all completely done. I just didn't want to do an intro before or an ending before. I wanted this project to be officially done, which it is. There is things, like I said, I did miss. Like I wanted to, because it is a landmark, I wanted to do the East Des Moines High School. I wanted to do that because that's been there for, like Toma High School, it's been there for almost 100 years, or a little bit over 100 years. It's something I wanted to do. I didn't get around to doing it. I do want to eventually go ahead and do that. There's a really old tavern called Hall Tavern. It's been there since the 30s. That was something else I wanted to do. I never got around to it. Time restraints and other things kept happening. So there was a few things that I wanted to cover that I didn't get to. But someday, all the stuff I didn't get to cover, I'm going to do it on a separate video. But for the most part, I'm extremely pleased with this, and I can't wait until my fiance watches this, because she hasn't seen hardly any of this. Well, the only thing she did see footage of was South Ridge Mall. That was it. Other than that, she hasn't seen any of this footage. So I'm really looking forward to for her to see that. And well, Piglet, cow, anything you want to add? No? Well, that's all for now.